Well, hello, friends. Welcome to our live stream broadcast of the NSA Pittsburgh 2023-2024 chapter programming calendar. My name is Joe Mull. I am a 10-year member of the NSA Pittsburgh chapter, also a former past president. I have the privilege of serving on the National Board of Directors for NSA, and it is my absolute privilege today to share with you the 8 speakers and topics who will be traveling to Pittsburgh to help us all become a better speaker and build a better business. And that's really what NSA Pittsburgh is all about. We are a community of aspiring and professional speakers who gather together to help each other be successful. That's really the ethos that NSA as an entire organization is built on. The idea is that we don't have to compete with one another. We can all be successful if we build a bigger pie, right? And so if you've ever thought about wanting to get hired and paid to speak, whether as a full-time professional speaker or part-time in addition to what you're already doing, this is the place to be for you. Whether you're new to our chapter or you've been coming for years, I think you're going to be really excited when you see what's in store ahead. I also want to extend the warm welcome and gratitude from our new NSA Pittsburgh chapter president, Karen Lund, and everyone else serving on our NSA Pittsburgh board of directors. I can tell you they are hard at work this summer, working to plan a really rich member experience for the year ahead. As you know, COVID really changed a lot of things, and it's taken some time to get some momentum again coming out of the pandemic. But we just had an extraordinary chapter year with 8 amazing programs. And as you're about to see, we have a whole new chapter year coming up of some amazing programming for you. If you don't know how this works, the Pittsburgh chapter's programming year runs from September through May, and we hold 8 programs. These programs consist of experienced, established professional speakers who travel to Pittsburgh and deliver around a half-day workshop on some aspect of building a better speaking business or being a better speaker. What's remarkable about this is that they do this voluntarily. Our chapter covers their expenses, but they donate their time and their expertise to do exactly what I just talked about, to build a bigger pie. I am privileged to have been running a successful speaking business on my own now for 10 years, and I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for the generosity of the people who have come to NSA Pittsburgh's chapter and taught me how to do this. And so here we go. Let's start. Let's dive in and talk about who is coming. And by the way, I can see your comments here on the live stream. There will be a slight delay in the broadcast, but as we go, say hello. Tell us what you think about who's coming. I would love to see that dialogue taking place here in this live stream. I see Karen is here, Charlie is here, George is here, Tesha is here. Wonderful to see you all this morning. Let's get into who is coming. Our chapter programs this year, our programming calendar, is going to kick off on September 23rd with Linda Swindling. Linda is one of our country's foremost experts on negotiation. Linda is an attorney. She's also a CSP, a certified speaking professional. And her program is on the top 10 negotiation mistakes that speakers make. So how do you respond when you are told, hey, your fee is not in our budget? Or when you're asked, can you lower your fee? And we live in this world of programs being in person or virtual or hybrid. And if you've ever struggled with how to have those conversations, this is the program for you. She is going to teach you some practical ways to confidently discover what is available in that sales conversation, when you should be asking for more, and when you should run from engagements that you don't really want. So she's going to talk to you about how to figure out the negotiation power that your contact has, how to talk about money safely, and what to say or what to ask when a prospect asks you to do more than you want to do. And really, there's going to be a focus in this program on how to close the deals that are possible while leaving the door open for those that aren't ready. Linda is about the nicest person that you're going to meet, and she's been in this business a long time, and she is going to have a lot to share with you at our first chapter program of the year. So I am super excited to welcome Linda to NSA Pittsburgh. In the second month of our chapter, in October, we are super excited to bring to Pittsburgh Hall of Fame speaker Kelly Swanson. Now, inside of the world of NSA, understand that when the most established, successful professional speakers in the world want to hone their craft of storytelling, they call Kelly. Kelly is a storytelling guru, and if you've been around for even just a few minutes, you know that in professional speaking, stories are at the heart of what makes us successful in terms of what we do. And make no mistake, when I talk about speaking, I'm not just talking about keynote speaking. This is a community that features coaches, trainers, consultants, facilitators, podcasters. If you use words to lift the world, if you bring subject matter expertise to support and help move others forward, then you're a speaker, and this chapter can be a home for you. When Kelly joins us on October 16th, you'll see this is one of our weekday evening programs. We try to diversify our calendar a little bit so it's not always on Saturday mornings. But when Kelly joins us, she is going to teach you her formula for crafting and telling stories that connect, influence, and get results. And in this program, Kelly doesn't just teach storytelling, she teaches you why it matters. She's going to give you the science behind it, the psychology of its impact on the brain. And this program is going to be highly interactive. She is going to work with the speakers in the room to magically transform stories and prove their power. And so you're going to walk away with this formula that she's developed to take all the guesswork out of crafting compelling stories that you can use in business, in training, in leadership, etc. I can see we have some more folks joining us. Rob is here. Good morning, Rob. Carl is here. Hello, my friend. Karen says, yes, I can't wait to hear Linda. Yeah, Linda's going to be a real asset to us. Kelly as well. We have got some great speakers coming. In November, you will be very excited, I think, to meet and learn from Anton Gunn. Now, Anton has an extraordinary resume that he is bringing to us. I've known Anton. We both came into NSA around the same time, and he's a good friend of mine. And Anton probably has a better line in his bio than most of us do. Anton previously worked at the White House, where he was a former senior advisor to President Barack Obama. Anton had a hand in barnstorming the country and doing a ton of work in the early stages of the Affordable Care Act. And after he left public service, he knew he wanted to launch and run a business as a professional speaker and trainer and facilitator. But early on, he struggled. It took him a little while to get off the ground, and he says he wasn't able to find success until he got clear on the direction that he needed in his business, the dedication it would take to build that business, and the discipline it took to grow a successful business. Once he got clear on that, his business took off. And now, more than a decade later, Anton is a best-selling author, and he is in demand as an international speaker on leadership and building world-class workplace cultures. So in this session, Anton is going to help you build an executable game plan to level up your speaking business. If your goal is to get to 6 figures of annual revenue, he can help you get there. If your goal is to get to 7 figures of annual revenue because you're already at 6 figures, he can help you. This session is all about getting to the next level from wherever you are. So whether you're brand new, whether you're an emerging speaker, whether you've been at this for a long time, this is really about helping you continue to point the arrow upward if that's what you want to do. And so do not miss Anton joining us on Saturday, November 11th. Now, we are not going to have a chapter program in December, so the next chapter program that you'll get to enjoy on our calendar in January is none other than Hall of Fame speaker Christine Cashin. There is no one like Christine in our association. You are going to have more fun in the room with this person than it is really should be legal. Christine is brilliant and funny, as you can even tell just from the title of her description, she sort of goes about what she does in a little bit of a different way. Christine will be the first to tell you that she does not do any kind of like hustle culture around her business. Her whole thing is, I'm a lazy speaker, right? I reach out and do what I can to try and drive traffic to my business, but she's not out there doing it 40, 50, 60 hours a week. What she helps us understand is that there are so many easy ways to get more business that if we just pay attention to those, usually we can run a pretty successful business that way. And so she's created this really compelling interactive session on how to discover new and simple ways to rock your business. So when you join us for her session, she's going to give you all kinds of nuts and bolts stuff, little things like writing the proper intro for someone to read when they bring you onto the stage, and outros. She's going to teach you how to create your speech in blocks, how to create topic titles that entice meeting professionals, how to turn your ideas that you want to speak about, whether it's in workshops, training, consulting, keynoting, into memorable moments that will keep getting you hired by the people in the audience. Christine is also an absolute genius at observational humor and engaging your audience before, during, and after your event. And so she is, whether you are new or seasoned, going to spill all her secrets, and you're going to walk away with a bunch of usable tips for business that you can implement immediately. So those are the first 4 programs in our NSA Pittsburgh calendar. I've got 4 more to tell you about, but in case you didn't know this, let me share with you how you can access these programs. An NSA Pittsburgh membership is just $325 a year. And what you get for that money is the entire year of programming. Whether you join in January or you join in July, from the day that you join, you can attend all NSA Pittsburgh programs for 12 months. So if you joined right now or you renew right now, you would get this entire slate of programming that I'm sharing with you today. You also get listed in our online speaker directory. You get access to mastermind sessions that are held each week after the program to help you apply what you've learned. And you get chapter voting rights. Right now, each of our chapter programs to come and take part in one of these half-day workshops is $85 a ticket. And if you bought a ticket to all 8 of our programs, you would pay more than twice what an annual membership costs. So there's a tremendous amount of value here to give yourself access to that full year of programming. If you're interested, all you have to do is go to nsapittsburgh.org/join, click the big blue button there that says Become a Member, and we can get you set up with that right away. If you're currently a member and you need to renew, you can do the exact same thing. Click that button, make that payment, and we will get your membership renewed from wherever the last day of your current membership is. I can see in the comments here, Jennifer Eisenreich is here. Hello, my friend. It's wonderful to see you. Carl is still with us. Everyone is still with us. This is fantastic. We have more than a dozen people joining us on the live stream right now. That's fantastic. Really exciting. Well, let's keep going. Let's talk about who else is coming to our chapter. The second half of our chapter programming calendar going into February. If you were with us at our last chapter meeting in May, Courtney Clark visited with us from Texas and talked about how she got her first 100 speaking gigs. And we talked about how in that program that how you talk about what you do, how you talk about your big idea might be the most important aspect of your business that you have to get right in order to be successful. And you may recall that during that workshop, Courtney mentioned a phenomenal book by a woman named Tamsin Webster called Finding Your Red Thread. And it's all about being able to succinctly and clearly translate your big idea to audiences. Well, guess what? Tamsin is joining us as our chapter program speaker in February. She is going to come and teach you how to find the red thread of your big idea. You know, the idea of branding and marketing is really all about being able to stand out and being able to succinctly and clearly explain to others what it is that you do. And so there is a surprisingly simple answer for how to do this, and it lies in how we come up with our ideas in the first place. And so she's going to walk you through her red thread formula. I have a feeling she's going to be doing this in a very interactive and compelling way with the people in the room. So if you're struggling to clearly articulate what you do and how you do it, then you do not want to miss this session. And Tamsin is a ton of fun. She's a lovely person. She's going to be with us in February, and I'm so excited. A lot of you know that I had a new book that just came out this year. I have used her formula to get clear on how to talk about this idea. I use a 3-sentence paragraph in my keynote currently that is built entirely on her red thread formula because it so powerfully connects and captures what's at stake in a way that the audience can relate to and want to be a part of. I see Sandra is here. Hello, good to see you, Sandra. Jeff Tobe is here, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, CSP. Jeff Tobe is with us. Hello, my friend. Big shout out to Sandra and Rob, who were our leaders in our past chapter year and made everything go this year. Thank you so much for your service to our association. Now, in March, we are going to welcome Kim Becking. The date for this is still to be determined because we are navigating Kim's schedule a little bit, but I'm so exciting that Kim is going to be joining us because she is going to teach you how to ignite leads and close sales in your market or industry. Now, Kim has a really interesting story about the trajectory of her career, and I'm not going to give away too much, but for a time, Kim could only run a regional speaking business. She wasn't able to travel the country. And so she really learned how to build relationships with people in a market, how to create systems that feed those relationships and that continue to do outreach and continue to drive traffic and leads to a business. She and I have had a couple of really interesting conversations about this, and I asked her if she would come teach the members of our chapter how to get better at this, because we all can get better at this. And she has agreed. So as soon as that date is finalized, we will share it with you. It will go up on our website. That is the only date in our chapter programming calendar right now that is still a small question mark. But Kim has committed to being with us in March, and we are super excited about that. We've got 2 programs left. We know that we have in the past here in NSA Pittsburgh had some remarkable programs. And in 2020 and in 2021, these programs were entirely virtual. And one of our most popular and still most talked about programs that we did virtually in the aftermath of the pandemic was done by Crystal Washington, who came and told us about systems and systemizing a business. Well, guess what? Crystal is going to join us live in April in person. She wasn't able to be here on site because of the pandemic, and so a couple of years later, she is coming back to the Pittsburgh chapter. If you were a part of that session that she did, you know that you don't need to have a huge thriving business or a huge team of people working for you. Whether you're brand new at this, or you've been doing it for a long time, or you are somewhere in between, you need systems. You need repeatable systems that you can use to free up your time, to make sure that you don't forget the things that you're supposed to be executing when you sell that coaching package or do that recurring podcast program. Systems are how you prevent failure and how you scale a business. And Crystal is going to join us. Crystal is an incredibly accomplished speaker. She's on the national board at NSA and really is just as dynamic and engaging and as lovely a person as you will encounter. So we are super excited that Crystal is going to join us. Last but not least, we will close our chapter year with James Robillata coming to teach us the power of relatability. Now, I will tell you, my friends, I have seen a lot of speakers. And without question, James is the most charming, watchable speaker I have ever seen. If you were at Influence last year, a couple of you were, James's breakout session on this topic, the power of relatability, was one of the most talked about programs at the entire conference. He had like 400 people crammed into this room. People were in the hallway with their ears up to the door. It was standing room only, and he blew people away when talking about how to become more relatable and more connective with your audience. If you're wondering why you're not getting rehired after a session, if you're wondering why after a session maybe you didn't feel like it was a total home run, if you feel like that maybe your points didn't stick or your jokes didn't land, then this session is for you. You will marvel at how James uses his personality, the unique stories about himself and his quirkiness to build these incredible, authentic relationships with his audience. And this will translate into you giving thought to how you craft and create those experiences with your own content. And I think you're going to find that this session is going to not just give you a lot of nuts and bolts help, but it's going to be incredibly inspiring as well. So James will be joining us on Saturday, May 18th, and closing out our chapter year. So there you have it, friends. This is the slate of speakers, the 8 chapter programs that NSA Pittsburgh will be hosting this year. I could not be more excited about this lineup. I see a lot of comments coming in. Karen says Crystal's presentation was one of the best in terms of creating systems to be successful. Jen says this is a great lineup, and thanks for the hard work that went into planning. You are welcome, my friend. I can see a lot of other comments here. This is really an epic lineup that we are super excited about. And as we mentioned, just to review this one more time, when you join NSA Pittsburgh for an annual membership, you actually get all of these workshops at more than 50% off the retail ticket price. You get a seat at every single workshop. And so guess what? If you can't be at one of these programs, you can send someone else in your place who can take notes for you, who can consume that information for you. You get access to all 8 of these programs, and you get all of these other features and benefits that are listed on here. But let's also be clear about what you get when you join NSA Pittsburgh. When you become a member of the chapter, you're not just getting these programs. You're getting an accountability system. You're making a commitment to yourself that once a month, for just a couple of hours, you're going to invest in the growth of yourself and your business and how you serve others. You're creating a commitment that will allow you to participate in the work that needs to be done to get you from wherever you are to where you want to go. But perhaps most importantly, you're getting a community of aspiring and professional speakers with every level of experience that you can imagine, who are as committed to helping you grow your business as they are to helping themselves grow their own. And that's really the beautiful part about being a member of NSA. I wandered into my first NSA Pittsburgh chapter meeting 10 years ago this May. And I am living a life and a career right now that I never could have imagined, in large part because of what I have learned from others in this community. I am feeding my family because of what others have taught me. I can pick up the phone and call any member of our chapter, and I can call hundreds of speakers nationally that I've built relationships with and say, hey, I see you're doing this in your business, and I want to learn more about how that works. Can you answer a few questions for me? And they will not only take that call, but they will be generous and resourceful and supportive, because that's a part of the ethos of NSA. So I hope you're excited. I hope you see this lineup and you're salivating and you're marking the days for September to get here, because once we get to September, we've got this incredible lineup of folks who are coming to Pittsburgh to share with you their expertise to help you build a better business and be a better speaker. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please spread the word. Please get your renewal in so that our team who is in charge of membership doesn't have to chase you down and keep sending emails. Go to nsapittsburgh.org/join right now. Do it right now. Click that button to grab your membership or to renew your membership so that you have your seat guaranteed for these 8 programs, and then put those dates on your calendar. And we will see you beginning in just a few weeks. Thanks so much, friends. Take care.